Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Craig Mullen, and I'm president of the support organization known as Friends of the Bottle Band. On behalf of the Bottle Band, I'd like to welcome you all to the 25th anniversary concert series of the Bottle Band. We have a lot of material to get through tonight, so we're going to have to move it along quickly, and we're pulling out all of the stops tonight. First of all, what we're going to do is something that in the 25-year history of the Bottle Band has never been done before. That is, we're going to award a door prize. Yes. And now, earlier this afternoon, Professor Phillips, the founder and director of the Bottle Band, taped underneath one of the seats in the audience a small bottle. So I asked at this point if you would feel underneath your seat to see whether you're the winner, our lucky winner of the door prize. Somebody find it? Stand up if you found these little bottles. Congratulations. Let's stay there. You're the winner of our door prize. And here's your door. Here's your prize. Now, we realize it's kind of awkward to sit with us on your lap through the concert, so see me after the show so we can arrange to get it to you. Now, this evening the performers have requested that there be no flash photography during the course of the performance itself. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the St. Luke's Bottle Band.
To our 25th anniversary celebration tonight. We have a wonderful program for you. We've got a few new pieces, but most of the things you're hearing tonight are old favorites that we've taken from our 25-year history. And so we think you're really going to enjoy our show tonight. There might be somebody here in the audience that was actually present 25 years ago, I think. But what I want to find out right now is how many of you are here tonight at a bottle band concert for the very first time? Could you just put up your... Oh, that's great. Well, we're always delighted when we can expand the musical horizons of large members of our audience. And so that's what we're going to do for you tonight. The first work on our program, we're calling Early Hits of the Bottle Band. And these are 5 excerpts of pieces that we played in the first couple of years of our existence. The first piece of the medley is actually the first piece we ever played. It's the charming little German tune Ach du lieber Augustin. And there's 3 chords, and we thought it would be kind of fun to start this show with the same piece we did 25 years ago. So that's very simple. Then the next piece is a little excerpt from Home on the Range. And then we'll have a few bars from Love in Bloom, which many of you will recognize as the theme song of Jack Benny, the noted comedian and amateur violinist. And then we'll do a little bit of She'll Be Coming Around the Mountain. And the closing piece of the medley is what we call our circus march. It's the piece you often hear played on a calliope at a circus or a carnival. So I'd like to introduce our soloist now for this piece. Please, first of all, welcome our concert mistress and principal violinist, Miss Judy Yehudi. And then our kazooist and vocalist, the very lovely and talented Betty Sulu Fleming. In addition to performing with the bottle band, Betty Sulu also teaches music appreciation at DeVry University here in Chicago. So here we go now with our first work on the program, the early hits of the bottle band. People who attend bottle band concerts are often curious about the kind of bottle we use in our band, so I'd like to take just a couple of minutes to tell you about the bottle we use. We use two different kinds of bottles, basically. The higher notes that we play are played on the standard 12-ounce brown beer bottles that you see played by the people in the front rows. What we do is we empty the bottles of their contents first of all, and then we glue them together in sets of 5, and then refill them with different amounts of water to get the pitches that we need. The official bottle of the bottle band, by the way, is the Leinenkugel. The Leinenkugel fans here. We find the Leinenkugel gives us the best tone quality out of all the hundreds of brands that we have sampled. And then the lower notes are played on the 1.5 liter green sangria wine bottles that you see in the back row. Some people refer to these as jugs, but we like to stay away from that term if possible. Now you may find this hard to believe, but bottles do wear out after you play them for a while, very much like the reed on a clarinet or an oboe. And so we find that we do have to replace our bottles at fairly regular intervals. In fact, I would say that well over 50% of our rehearsal time is devoted to the preparation of new instruments. Now, in addition to blowing on the bottle, we have people in our band who like to hit the bottle. And of course, I mean that literally. They hit the bottle with mallets. And the instrument we use for this purpose we call the bottle of foam. And well, that's the instrument there on the middle row of tables. It sounds something like a xylophone, and it looks something like a bar. And each player, it's played very much like handbells. Each player has a certain number of bottles to hit, and at the appropriate time they strike them with mallets, and that's how we get the sound that we desire. And this piece is going to feature the bottle of foam. It's a very familiar tune, the Skater's Waltz. And in addition to the bottle of foam, we'll also be featuring, once again, Benny Sue Fleming and Judy Hootie on the violin. So here is our bottle band arrangement of the Skater's Waltz, featuring the bottle of foam, Benny Sue Fleming, and Judy Hootie. cool us off a little bit. Cleaning up the stage a little bit. If you wouldn't mind, we'd like to know, we've got a little survey here tonight. It's always fun for us to get to know who is in our audience. And so, if you wouldn't mind just raising your hand as I ask these questions, we'd appreciate it very much. I've already asked how many of you are here for the first time at a Bottle Band concert. How many of you are here tonight at a Bottle Band concert for the second time? So, here, some back there. Okay, thank you. How many of you have been to 3 or more Bottle Band concerts? Good, so here, that's very good. How many of you are here tonight because a friend invited you to come along? That's good, that's good. How many of you are here tonight because a friend forced you to come along? All of those friends who forced their friends to come. We appreciate that. How many of you drove at least 10 miles to get here tonight? Wow, the majority. That's interesting. How many of you drove at least 25 miles to get here tonight? Okay, that's good. Is there anybody here tonight from out of state? From here? Missouri? Okay, great. Somebody behind you there? Wisconsin? Okay, Lightning Kugel country. Any other states? Indiana? Florida, did I hear? Back there? Wow. Did you come here just to hear the Bottle Band? I couldn't hear, did you? I don't think we'd go to Florida to see you, that's why. Curious. Did I hear any others? That's wonderful. It's amazing how many different states we have represented. Now, 3 more kind of personal questions, and don't be bashful here. Answer them as honestly as you can. How many of you consider yourselves to be musically inclined? All right, that's good. How many of you consider yourselves to be musically advanced? Perhaps sing a choir, percussion. All right, not quite as many. How many of you consider yourselves to be musically challenged? Yes, I know about them. Good. Well, thank you very much for helping us with that survey. That's always interesting to find out who's in our audience. The next piece we're going to play for you will demonstrate the third technique we have of making music on the bottles. We'll first blow on the bottles and hit the bottle, and now we're going to demonstrate the technique of plucking the bottle. Actually, you did hear Betty Sulu doing one little pluck there on the skaters' walls, but this piece calls for 3 pluckers. And it's a piece that if you saw the title of it, you might think it was written for the Bottle Band, because the title is Put the Swanee Up in Bottles and Send It Up to Me. But actually it was written in the 1930s, and it's a lovely little tune written by someone who grew up in this southern part of the country and doesn't live there anymore. And in order to remember what it was like, he says, put the Swanee in great big bottles and send it up to me. So we're going to do it in our arrangement here for 3 pluckers and the rest of the Bottle Band. So here's our Bottle Band version of Put the Swanee Up in Bottles and Send It Up to Me.
the Swanee River up in great big bottles and send it up to me.
Thank you. Thank you. A couple of them I remember. One was written about a dog lover called I'm Nuts About Nuts. One called When Veronica Plays the Harmonica. My personal favorite was a song written just after the outbreak of World War II called If He Can Fight Like He Can Love, Good Night, Germany. We haven't done that one yet, but the piece we're going to play is called, everybody calls it Swing. And the instrument that we're going to feature for this piece is an interesting one. It's called the flutel. And it's the instrument right there that Lori Witt has. Lori is one of the premier flutelists, or some say flautalists, in the area. And the flutel is called a flute because it sounds like a flute and it's made out of bottles. Now the problem is that the flute has several serious drawbacks to it, and that's why it's not often played. For one thing, there are only 8 bottles, so any melody you play has to have 8 notes or less. Secondly, the intervals between the notes have to be fairly short, because if you're going from bottle number 2 to number 8 and then back to 1 again, that can be a little dangerous. Flute players often chip their teeth. It's not a very popular instrument. And thirdly, the tempo has to be fairly slow, because even if you're going from one bottle to the one next to it, you can't do that very fast, so a piece like Flight of the Bumblebee is out of the question. As are most other pieces. But this particular piece works very well for the flute, and that's where we're going to use it tonight. It will feature the flutel and then the bottle-phone and the other blowers. This is actually the first piece of music we've played that we call pure bottle band music. By that I mean the bottle is the only instrument used in this piece. No violin, no kazoo, no vocalist, just the bottles. So here's our arrangement featuring Lori Witt on the flutel, the bottle-phone, in our arrangement of Everybody Calls It Swing. that several people in the bottle band teach partly in their homes. If you would like to start taking lessons on the bottle, or perhaps start with your children out on the bottle, playing on the bottle, I should say. I know that a lot of parents are reluctant to spend a great deal of money on a new trumpet or violin, but for the cost of a six-pack, you can get your child we have a Suzuki bottle band here at the church. They're really quite adorable to watch. And then if you're serious about music, bottle band music, you could consider taking a course at the St. Luke's Bottle Band School of Music, which is located right here at the church. We have some degree programs if you'd like to enroll in one of those. And I'd like to tell you just briefly about a project that we're in the middle of right now. We've been at St. Luke's Church here for about 17 years with the School of Music, and frankly, we just need more space. We need to upgrade our facility, like the new library. We've been sharing rooms here with the church, and we just need a little more room. So what we have here tonight is an architectural drawing of the church as it is today. You can see the sanctuary on your left there, and then to the right is the area, the study school rooms and the offices and the gym there on the second floor where we are now. What we've done is we've consulted with the architectural firm of Lohan and Associates, which is the same company that was responsible for the renovation of Soldier Field. And what they did was they came up with a model for us. Which is this beautiful 19th-story building in the shape of a bottle. And the way this would work is that the bottle part would actually go on top of we feel that this way we retain the integrity of the building as we get the advantage of having a modern facility in a space at the top. This has not been approved by the Park Ridge Zoning Commission. So you may be asked to sign a petition in the near future. We hope you'll be sympathetic to our needs. So we're not curious. So thank you, Craig. The next piece. Thank you. The next piece we're going to play for you is a brand new one. Again, it is a piece of pure bottle band music. Only the bottle will be used. The pluckers, this time we have 4 instead of 2. The ballophone players and the blowers. And this is an arrangement of a composer that we really like, Scott Joplin, the well-known American composer who composed many rag pieces. And ragtime music seems to fit very well with the bottle band arrangements that we made. So this is our arrangement of Scott Joplin's The Maple Leaf Rag. Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, we've had a number of guest soloists over the 25 years that we've been doing this. Many different instrumentalists and vocalists, things like that. And we wanted to have somebody here at our 25th anniversary show that was very special. And so, some of you probably know that Hillary Rodham Clinton, the former First Lady and now Senator of New York, is actually from Park Ridge. She and I went to high school together at Maine South. And so I called her up and I said, Hillary, would you like to come back and perform with the Bottle Band as part of our anniversary celebration? And believe it or not, she said yes, that would be a great idea. She thought it would be really fun. And we were all set to have Hillary here. We couldn't announce it for security reasons, so we didn't want to publicize it, but she was going to be here tonight to perform. And unfortunately, something came up. She called me and said, I'm really sorry, but I just can't get away. And so I'm sorry to say that Hillary will not be here tonight. We're very disappointed, but and we thought, maybe we should just cut the piece and not do it at all. But we thought, no, the show has to go on. So Betty Sue Fleming has very graciously agreed to fill in and take the part of Hillary Rodham Clinton for this piece. This is a very last-minute thing. Hillary had actually written her own lyrics for this piece. This is based on the popular song New York, New York. Hillary, of course, is a senator from New York at the moment. She wrote these lyrics and changed the title of the song to New York, Park Ridge. Here we go now with our bottle band arrangement featuring Betty Sue Fleming in place of Hillary Rodham Clinton, New York, Park Ridge.
probably go somewhere on his own. If he gets lonely, he can play his saxophone. I am an express lady, so you know there will be 5 Secret Servicemen here living with me. I know it will feel a little bit strange, but there are lots of things that I intend to change. I'll become Lutheran and I'll join his battle band. Goodbye, New York. Hello, Hawaii.
Thank you. Thank you very much. You did a great job filling in at the last minute like that. Well, it's April, or actually it's May now, and we're well into the baseball season, and so far we're still optimistic here in Chicago. The Cubs are doing pretty well, the Sox are doing pretty well, so we wanted to pay tribute to baseball and also to the great German Lutheran composer J.S. Bach. And also to the bottles, of course. Bach, bottles, and baseball, the 3 Bs. And so what we're going to do for you now is a piece that pays tribute to all 3 of those. And it's based on a work that Bach wrote called Jesu Joy of Man's Desiring, which we sometimes do here at a worship service. And the version that we're going to play for you now is called Baseball Joy of Fans Desiring. And it's sort of similar to the Bach piece. And I will be playing part of it on the trombone, Judy will be playing on the violin. And so here's our tribute to the Cubs, and Bottles, and Bach. Baseball Joy of Fans Desire. Thank you. Well, 1987 was the first year that the bottle band went on a world tour. It was kind of a hectic tour, actually. 19 countries in 6 days. That's probably why we haven't gone on another one since. But it was interesting, and we came across a really interesting group when we were in the country of Sweden. And we just fell in love with them, these 4 charming young ladies. And we had them come back here and perform with us many years ago. We've had them back one other time, and we knew that they had to be part of our 25th anniversary celebration. So would you please welcome now our soloists for this next piece, the 4 lovely Daughters of Sweden. What is known as the living Swedish flag. And these lovely ladies are going to sing a charming little Swedish folk song for you called Hälsa dem där hemma. Now we're figuring that most of you do not understand Swedish. So what we're going to do is provide a little translation, a rough translation, in English on the first chorus, so you have some idea what the song is about. So here is our special guest soloists from Sweden, the lovely Daughters of Sweden, singing Hälsa dem där hemma.
Stora tryska
support group behind them to help raise money and provide moral support, and the Bottle Band is no exception. We have a group here, as you know, called the Friends of the Bottle Band. Well, actually, since there's still only one member, it's technically the friend of the Bottle Band. And he would like to speak to you tonight about his membership drive and also something in intermission. So please welcome once again Craig Bowen, the Friend of the Bottle Band.
Yes, we have had some trouble in recruiting new members for Friends of the Bottle Band. I think that part of the problem is that people have the mistaken notion, that in order to be a member of Friends of the Bottle Band, you also have to be a member of St. Luke's Lutheran Church. That just is not so. We recently consulted a marketing expert about how to increase membership in Friends of the Bottle Band. That expert recommended that we establish some new levels of membership. Accordingly, I'm pleased to announce tonight 3 new levels of membership in Friends of the Bottle Band. If you donate $5, you become a frugal friend of the Bottle Band. For $2, a casual friend of the Bottle Band. And for 50 cents, a tightwad, penny-pinching, cheapskate friend of the Bottle Band. There is now no reason for you not to join Friends of the Bottle Band. In order to stir up interest in joining the organization, we have a contest for you tonight. This large bottle sitting on stage here is filled with pieces of candy. Your job is to guess the number of pieces of candy in the bottle. During intermission, there'll be refreshments served in Fox Hall, and I'll be down there with the bottle so that you can inspect it and its contents more closely. I'll also have ballots available where you can submit your name and your guess, and we will announce the winners during the second half of tonight's performance. Thank you.
Thank you, Craig. Just a couple of announcements before we do the last piece on the first half of our program. When you do go downstairs at intermission, you may use either exit, the one at the back of the gym or the one up here. And there will be, as Craig said, refreshments served in Fox Hall. There's no charge for these refreshments, but they're being served by the youth of our church. And there are some baskets down there. Any donations that you're willing to give will be used towards funding their trip to San Antonio, Texas, for the national gathering of Lutheran youth in a couple of years. So if you can be generous, they would really appreciate it. Please enjoy yourself. We have some photographs downstairs in Fox Hall, a photo display we've created with pictures from the past 25 years. There's some very interesting and funny pictures to look at. Take your time. We have some rehearsing to do for the second act, so no need to rush. And now, to conclude the first half of our program, we're going to do a tribute to the bottle that I mentioned, the official bottle of the Bottle Band, which is the Leinenkugel. And we thought we should pay tribute to this instrument that's served us so well for 25 years. So what we're going to do is take the final section of Rodgers and Hammerstein's Oklahoma, the great musical, and we're going to adapt that for our tribute to Leinenkugels. And instead of singing about the great state of Oklahoma, we're going to be singing about the great bottle known as the Leinenkugels. So our soloists are in place, and here is our tribute to the Leinenkugels.
We've tried a lot of bottles in the Bottle Band.
Some sound pretty good, some sound bland.
There's one bottle that we like best.
It sounds much better than all the rest.
It's right here.
Leinenkugel beer.
The glass is light but strong. The neck is nice and long.
Our fingers don't get stuck when you got a plug.
The tone is beautiful, clear and pure. The top is perfect for on the shore. Stays in tune like an instrument should.
And when we empty them, they taste real good. Leinenkugel from the bottle, every note we blow. Produce a tone that's all your own. There's no other bottle that we know as good as home.
the famous dance unit associated with the bottle band, known as the Bottlettes. If you've been coming to these concerts, you're familiar with the Bottlettes. Over the past years, they've done many different routines, and one of our problems was deciding which routine we would choose for this 25th anniversary celebration. And what we decided to do was, excuse me, instead of picking one routine, we would actually have each bottlette representing a different routine. So instead of them all being dressed alike, each bottlette will be in a different costume and will represent a different routine that we've done over the past years. Bottlette number 1 will be representing Hawaii and doing our Hawaiian segment of a piece we did honoring Hawaii. Bottlette number 2 will be representing the show we did a couple years ago when we paid tribute to Mel Brooks' musical The Producers. There's a dance number in The Producers that features a group of elderly ladies. And so that will be the bottlette number 2 section of our medley. Then bottlette number 3 will represent a piece we did in 1988 in tribute to the Olympic Games. And you may know that in the Olympics there's an event known as rhythmic gymnastics, which is kind of a floor exercise that the competitors do, and then they use an object of some kind, like a ribbon or a ball. And bottlette number 3 will be using a chainsaw as her object, and she will be representing the country of East Germany. And then the 4th bottlette will be doing a traditional French can-can, and will bring the work to a rousing conclusion. So we have 4 different routines represented here, and I'd like to introduce to you now bottlette number 1, as I said, representing the great state of Hawaii. Kind of takes your breath away, doesn't it? All right, here we go now with our dance medley featuring the Bottlettes, our Bottlette medley. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. We want you all to know that the bottle band is available to play for weddings. And the big advantage to hiring us for a wedding is that we will take care of all your musical needs for the day. You won't have to hire a separate soloist and an organist for the ceremony and then a band for the reception. We will do everything in one package deal. And we have a wide variety of pieces we can play. For example, for the wedding processional, we have a great arrangement of trumpet voluntary, which we call bottle voluntary, of course. And then at the reception, we know all the standard pieces, feelings, the hokey pokey, the chicken dance, Haba and Tila. So I'm wondering, is there anybody in the audience tonight that's planning to get married? Really? What's the date? 2008. 2008? What is it, November? Yeah. November, do you know the exact date? Thanksgiving weekend? Yeah.
Stay quiet.
I think we're free. Well, we're not free, we're available. Do speak to us after the performance. The next piece we're going to do for you came about because somebody mentioned to me that after a show, they said, you know, the bottle band once in a while sounds a lot like a music box. And certain pieces have that quality to it. So what we decided to do was make an arrangement of the very familiar Brahms Lullaby, which you often hear played on a music box. And so this is our arrangement that will feature the pluckers and the bottle-phone. Again, it's a piece of pure bottle band music. And this is to resemble a music box. So here is Brahms' Lullaby. If you visit the website, you can learn all about the bottle band. There's a history and there's photos and clips from some of our shows. So do check it out. We also have a lot of merchandise available online. We have the usual assortment of mugs and tote bags, umbrellas, things like that. But we also have a large selection of books pertaining to the bottle band, and I brought a few of them with me tonight just to show you an example of what we have. Many people are curious to know how we arrange the music, how we together, so I recommend this book, which is The Complete Idiot's Guide to the Bottle Band. It's got all the basic information. And then if you're looking for something a little more specific, for example, if you're interested in plucking, we have this book called Plucking for Dummies, which gives a lot of information. All our pluckers use that one. And then that's kind of a technical book. This one is a little more inspirational. It's Chicken Soup for the Plucker's Soul. Got some wonderfully heartwarming stories in it. And then, if you're interested in music history, there's a really wonderful book that actually was written by a member of our bottle band, Joyce Robinson, who is a musicologist. And Joyce has spent the last 2 years doing research into the life of the great German composer Ludwig van Beethoven. And she's been studying his manuscripts, diaries, things like that, and come across some new material. And it is her contention that Beethoven actually had his own bottle band. He wrote music for bottles and would have some of his friends come over on weekends, and in his basement they would play these pieces. He kept it kind of quiet because it was a little bit controversial at the time, but she's documented all this in her book, which is entitled Beethoven's Other Fifth. It's got a lot of really interesting stuff in it, so you go online and check out the bottle band online. Well, if you read my bio, you discovered that I'm a graduate of the Spike Jones School of Music, I should say. And we thought it would be appropriate to do a piece, not actually that Spike did, but in the style of Spike Jones. For those of you that are not familiar with Spike, he was a percussionist in the 40s and 50s and had his own band, and his arrangements were famous for their very unusual sounds and sound effects. And so what we're going to do is try to recreate a piece in the style of Spike Jones, and what we've done is chosen the very popular Italian song O Sole Mio. Jim Pearson will be the tenor soloist on this, and Daisy Fleming will be joining him, Bert Olson on the banjo, and our trio of sound effects people. So here's our arrangement in the style of Spike Jones of O Sole Mio. President Bush has declared that May is going to be National Bottle Band Month in the United States, and so we're going to be trying to increase awareness of bottle band music. It's a picture of Betty Susan Fleming as the Statue of Liberty, holding a bottle, and she's got Beethoven's Other Fifth there with her, and it's a 20-cent stamp, so that's a fifth of $1. And then we have the Latin motto of the bottle band at the bottom, E musicus voidum, which means music out of empties. So we get these at the post office on Monday. It's kind of fun to do it. Thank you. If you follow along your program, it says that we're going to do a Gershwin medley next, but actually we're going to switch the order of the next two pieces. And the next piece we're going to do is one of the bottle band classics, you might say. Back in 1988, when we did our tribute to the Olympic Games, we did music from all over the world, and we did a piece from the country of Spain. And the piece we decided to play for that show was Lady of Spain. And I don't know about you, but whenever I hear the title Lady of Spain, the instrument I automatically think of is the accordion. I remember watching the old Ted Mack Amateur Hour, and they would have, several accordion players up there playing Lady of Spain, and on the last chorus they would do the vibrato, it'd be quite exciting. And so we decided if we're going to do Lady of Spain, we would have to use an accordion, even though nobody in the bottle band knows how to play one. But we've been able to overcome that limitation, and I'd like to introduce to you now our soloists for this piece. First of all, welcome our lovely Lady of Spain, Miss Joyce Robinson. Accompanying her, we have our three caballeros. Please welcome Adam Gary Cartwright and Bert Wilson. So here now is our bottle band arrangement of Lady of Spain.
Lady of Spain, we adore you.
Right from the night we
Bottle Band has made several appearances on television. We've been on Chicago a couple times, and that's what led to the appearances on the David Letterman Show in 1996 and 1998. We're hoping to get another appearance on television soon. We've got a couple of things that we're working on. The first one is a new reality TV show that NBC is working on. It's called The Audition. And, the idea is to find somebody who will end up appearing as a soloist with the Bottle Band. And the way it starts out is that Betty Sue Fleming lives on a desert island with 25 bachelors. And she puts them through a series of ordeals and tests and stuff, and 2 survive out of the 25. And then Donald Trump is brought in at that point. And 2 finalists audition for him. He fires one, and he names the other one as the winner. The winner appears as a soloist with the Bottle Band, and the loser has to marry Betty Sue Fleming. The other thing that we're working on is we're actually on the list of groups being considered to provide entertainment at the halftime of next year's Super Bowl. I know Janet Jackson will be a hard act to follow, but Betty Sue is already working on a costume for and so we know these 2 things work out, and the 2 things in the 2 shows. And we'll let you know if we get the chance to get into one of those shows. The next piece we're going to play now is the Gershwin medley, and we've done a number of pieces by Gershwin over the years, and instead of picking one, we decided to put 4 of them together into this little medley. So we'll start out with Gershwin's Strike Up the Band, and then a little bit of I've Got Plenty of Lovin', followed by I've Got Rhythm, and the concluding work in the medley is the final section of Gershwin's great Rhapsody in Blue. So here is our tribute to George Gershwin and our Bottle Band medley of Gershwin songs. Please welcome once again the friend of the bottle band, Craig Mullen, with the results of the contest. Craig?
First of all, is the person here who won the door prize? Yeah. Would you please come forward? We figured there ought to be some kind of a tie in between the two. So your first place prize is this Martin Luther bobblehead doll. If you're not a Luther now, this will probably convert you. And can we have a round of applause for all three of our winners?
Thank you. Thank all of you. I'd like to thank all of you for participating in our contest. The next piece we're going to do for you was again one that we did in our Olympic year when we paid tribute to the Olympics and performed music from all over the world. And we chose to do a piece from the country of Scotland. And of course, when you think of Scotland, the instrument that comes to mind being the bagpipes. And we happen to have a bagpiper in our group. So please welcome our bottle band bagpiper, Miss Emily MacArthur. Scottish kilt, but the rest of her costume is a little bit un-Scottish. She's wearing a cowboy hat and boots because the piece that we're going to do is entitled A Cowboy Medley. Now, the bagpipes were not a popular instrument among the American cowboys. Frankly, they're just a little too bulky to play while riding on a horse. You know, a harmonica is much easier to slip into your pocket. And two things tend to happen when you play the bagpipes around cattle. One is that the cows become scared and they run away. The other is that the bulls become quite attracted to the bagpipe player. So for that reason, we don't really associate cowboy or western songs with the bagpipes. But really, there's no reason why a bagpipe player cannot do cowboy songs. And so we put together this little western medley, and we'll be featuring the bottle and percussion ensemble with this piece. And you know, there aren't many instruments that can compete with the bagpipes. Certainly the bottles cannot. And the only instrument that we really think has a fighting chance is the kazoo of Benny Siegel. So Benny Siegel will be playing the kazoo, and Emily will be on the bagpipes. And we call this piece our Cowboy Medley for percussion, for bagpipe and kazoo. Another title might be Cowboy Medley for bagpipe versus kazoo. So here we go with our Cowboy Medley. couple of special people in our band. We've been doing this for 25 years, and there are 2 members of the group that are actually charter members, founding members who played in the very first concert that we ever did. They've been with us for 25 years, and so I'd like to introduce Gail Pearson and Debbie Roman, who are in the front row there. Debbie, and Gail, stand up. 25 years is a long time to be playing on bottles. As you might notice, most bottle band pieces are fairly short, so you really can't go much beyond 4 or 5 minutes, or the players tend to hyperventilate and lose brain cells. So we've lost our share over the years, and we don't lose any more. So Gail and Debbie, we thank you for your devoted service. And now we come to the final work on our program. Again, we had a dilemma because we've done many pieces over the years by Tchaikovsky, and we wanted to do something by him for this concert. We couldn't decide which one to pick, so we made a medley out of 4 different pieces. The first one will be the famous main theme from the Tchaikovsky Piano Concerto No. 1. And then the second and the third movements of our little suite will come from Tchaikovsky's Nutcracker Ballet. The first piece from the Nutcracker is the famous Dance of the Sugar Plum Fairies. And that will be featuring the bottlephone, playing in a very special way to recreate the sound of the celeste from that piece. Then the third movement of our medley will be the famous Nutcracker March, which you often hear played at Christmas time. And finally, the concluding section of our medley will be the final section of Tchaikovsky's 1812 Overture, which, as you know, Tchaikovsky wrote to be performed outdoors, and he called for the use of cannons at the end of the piece. Now, of course, we can't use real cannons inside, but we do have our own special little battery of cannons. These are our bottle cannons. They're made out of 2-liter 7-Up bottles, and they work by compressed air. And so at the appropriate time, they'll be fired off, and the corks that are inside them will fly out into the audience. There's no need to worry. They come down very gently. In fact, if you happen to catch one, we ask that you bring it up here after the show so that we can use it again tomorrow night. Corks aren't as cheap as you might think, so if you could return, we'd appreciate it very much. So this will be the final work on our program. Again, we thank you for coming tonight. You've been a terrific audience, and we hope to see you again sometime. And now the final work on our program, Tchaikovsky's medley, arranged for bottle band. Please sit down so we can do the encore. We're having a cast party. We want to get out of here as soon as we can. Well, we will do an encore for you. Again, we had a problem deciding which encore to pick because over the 25 years we've done 4 different encores. So we thought, well, why not just put them all together? We'll do just a brief excerpt of each one, not the entire piece, but we're going to start out with a little bit of the Radetzky March, followed by Happy Trails to You, a little bit of the Mickey Mouse Club song, and then the final piece is from the Melbrook show, The Producers. The title of it is Thanks for Coming, which is what we want to say to you again. Thanks for coming, and here's our bottle band encore. Because we like you.